Hello, this is Mr. Charles Brown. So I'm going to show you how to use this Photoshop action in After Effects template. The process is quite very simple. You play the action, export the placeholders, you can place photo for your scene, you can edit the elements, change the title, add audio, and then render video. Alright, so let's jump right into Photoshop. And here's your Photoshop. So this is the effects we're going to be achieving today. This is the original, and this is the after. So I included the premium version, which is this very one here. So if you want to achieve a finalized result, you will need to download this file from Graphic River, and you're going to find the download link right here. Files needed, you can download that, and you can also download the audio used for this project, and make sure you install these fonts in order to use them. Of course, you can also use yours, but if you want to render the action and the video with the same font that I used, you have to download these fonts there. Alright, and it's very important to use high quality photos. Okay, this one here is 4000 wide. Alright, and if you're using a photo like this one here, as you can see, the pixel size of the model or models in this case are kind of smaller, unlike this one that is a lot closer to the camera. So like this one, you have to probably increase it to 5500, the image size, before you run the action. And let's begin. You go to the files you downloaded, and then if you're going to use the premium version, then you go ahead and load them, tools, load the action and the brush. So for this video, I'm going to use the extended version, and go to tools, action, and you can load the action based on the Photoshop version you're using. I'm going to use CC for this tutorial, and double click that, go to window, actions, you're going to find it, it's here. And just activate the button mode right there. It's going to now change it all to one click, and let's load the brush, double click that, and the last one is the pattern, double click that too. Now let's open our photo, this one here, and create a new layer. The name doesn't matter, and you will need to brush on the model area only. So choose any color size and brush, and you can increase that. You can use the bracket keys to increase or decrease the brush, so you can paint on the model area. To make it faster, go to your background layer, press Ctrl or Command A to select all, and we're going to use Quick Selection tool. Hold down your Alt or Option key, and then to subtract any part. Of course, you can go to this plus over there, and if you want to add something, if you want to add some details to that, and then let's subtract it, add, Okay, doesn't need to be perfect, as long as you get the most important areas. So when you're done, go back to the new layer and you can fill it. Alright, paint bucket tool and stamp on it. Now press Ctrl or Command D to deselect. Now you're good to go. Play step 1 action. And action is going to render, and before the end of the step 1, there's going to be a pop-up for you to import the note template, the 4 pages template. So we're going to import that, and there you can add your own text. Alright, change your own text and then play step 2 to finalize that. And also in this step 1, I included something known as threshold. So we're going to adjust the value. Okay, press continue and adjust the value of the threshold. So this is to define your subject. So if you want the ink to be less visible on the detail area, you can go less. And if you want more of it, you can increase that. So I'm just going to leave it here. And then press OK when you are satisfied. And now I'm going to skip this video towards the end of the step 1, where you will be requested to import the 4 pages template. And click continue. And this time you're going to go to the extended version again. Go to templates and go to pages, very important, and then open the file. And please do not move to another document. Okay, it's very important you don't do that, so just go ahead and edit the text and play step 2. So don't move over there before you play that, just stick to this particular document here. And then you can go ahead and edit the text. So for the After Effects animation, these last 3 lines will be displayed, so you can actually enter any information that is very vital to the artwork or the story you're trying to tell with this template. That's it, and when you are happy with that, approve, and you can now play step 2 action. Play that. And action is going to render the final result. So I'm going to skip this video to the end. Action has finished rendering, and here is the result here. And with the sub actions included, you can actually customize the final result without having to dig in and start working on all these layers. You don't need to do that anymore. So the sub action is going to do that for you. So the first one, we have intensity. So if you want to maximize the ink effect, you play and maximize, and you're going to get this result here. Then if you want to leave it kind of low key, kind of a minimal, you can play that. So this minimal, the reason why I had to include that is for this kind of photo, whereby the model is not that very close to the camera. So the minimal will now outline the details, but if you are very much closer to the camera when you took the shot, then you can use the maximize And another thing is you can go to Splatter, and here you can also show more of the ink, and you have that. Another thing you can do is you can actually add some colors to this final effect. To do that, you can go to outline color. You can see those colors there, and you can change the colors. You can also change the splatter color. Alright. There is many more things you can do and with this action. And if you want to learn more, please do watch the video tutorial for this very action pack. So now that we have everything all done in Photoshop for the effect, we're now going to start to make some other adjustments and export the file to After Effects. So we don't need this anymore. Just close this, and let's go to the files we downloaded from Video Hive, and then load the action PSD to AE export. It's there. So this action will enable you to export the files that will be used for the After Effects. So this one is going to be for the newspaper template. Okay, let's go to extended version, templates, PSD, and newspaper template, then load the file. It's here now, so we're going to flatten these comprising elements. Okay, so you can just right click that and press merge group, or you can press Ctrl E to merge the group. Alright, this is it. This is before, this is after. So you can do that. And now we're going to select the original and the comprising elements, lower down this tab, and then we're going to place it on top of this layer here. So find a photo, and to drag it and place it there. And you can also position that. Alright. And now drag the original into the original photo folder. Place it there. So you have these two. You can now go ahead and play newspaper template action and click continue to save this file. And let's go to the desktop where we save the file. Go to the After Effects template, footage, and go to replace, very important, and newspaper, and replace it with this file here. Click save. So don't change the file name, very important, never change the file name. Save that, press yes, and we're good for this one. Next one is we have to also export the pages template. Play the action, do the same, press continue, go to replace as we did before, just go back first so you'll understand that. So this is After Effects template, footage, replace, and go to pages and then replace. Please also don't change the file name, press save. Okay, we're going to generate newspaper artifact for 3 placeholders in After Effects animated project. So open your model photo, do the same thing we did before, paint on the subject area, create a new layer here and fill that up in the color, of course. And the reason why I had to delete the Photoshop action for the newspaper art is just to show you more of the PSD to AE export. So now that you've seen how it works, I'm just going to bring back the action for newspaper art. So it's all there. Okay, you can use the button mode, which from here you can see many effects, step 1 and 2, or you can just leave it at this way and then open that and play step 1 action to generate the effect. So I'm going to fast forward this video towards the end, and I will show you how we're going to export the placeholder. The rendering process has been completed, and since the model is quite closer to the camera, so I'm going to use maximize. Click on that and play, and I have it here. And also, if you want to let's say adjust the ink, you can simply go to ink expansion, click on that, and then you can expand that. And also, if you want to add more ink details on the face, you can do the same. Go to shadow area, play that action, and now you can move it. So I want to add a little bit more detail there. Click OK. Action is going to make all the adjustments for you. And this is it. And if you want to hide or change the color of the dirt, this red thing, you can do that. Here you can hide dirt, or you can also show it, and you can move it. You can also even scale down or up, and also change the color. All that. This looks okay. And then click OK. Okay, I'll just hide it. And if you want to also hide the drip, you can hide the drip. You can hide it, or you can show that, and also change the color. Let me just leave the color there. So everything is complete now. We're going to export this PSD for AE animation. So go to PSD to AE export. This is going to be our artwork placeholder 1. So you go to that and then you play. And click continue, and you can adjust this artwork to fit the canvas area. Adjust that. So when you are happy with it, press or just press enter or click on that. Click continue, and you have to locate where the page is placed in the After Effects. So you go to After Effects, Template, Footage, Replace, Placeholder, and just click Save to save it. So if you're going to also create artwork for Placeholder too, you play that, it will have already the file name, so you don't need to change anything. Just press Save to save it, yes, and Replace. You have that. So you're going to do this 2 more times, like you're going to open another photo, paint on the subject area, play the newspaper artifact, step 1, 2, and then click play the placeholder 2, so that you can save it and also do the same. I have already gone ahead to do that. This is for the placeholder 2, and this is for the placeholder 3. It's all done. Now let's jump into After Effects. And when you open the project file, let's hide the instruction. You go to the newspaper, update it, go to pages, update it, go to placeholder 1 to 3, update it as well. Alright, so the next thing we have to do is to change our scene, edit the text for intro, outro, and add audio. So we've already taken care of 5 and 6. You can see that here. So if you don't want to use Photoshop, you can open each of these things and then replace it with your own photo. And now let's go to our scene setup, and we're going to replace the scene. You can place your own photo here. I'll just show you how it works. So I have this, and drag and drop it, and you can scale it. To fit. I'm just going to transform it like this. So you have it here, and it's going to already update. Yeah, it is that very easy. Now I'm going to show you how to work your way through this project file. So we have these 3 layers, just like the sub actions that I showed you in Photoshop. So I also have them here that will enable you to easily make adjustments. We have the scene, the papers, and render. Let's go to the scene here. So here you can also show the grid. Before that, let me just hide a couple of things. Artwork visibility, I'm going to hide it. Then I'm going to hide for the particles 1, 2, hide them both, and then I'm going to hide the paper set. Going to hide them. Visibility 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm going to hide those 2. Now we're left with the scene. Okay. Let's go back here grid, you can make that visible. How easy and amazing it is to project your photo in 3D space. You can use any background photo. You will achieve an excellent result. Now just go back. I'm going to use this one here. Alright. Now within this scene, you have all these parameters here in case if you want to make any adjustments. We have the grid visibility. You can also adjust the grid size. You can see that. You can adjust the size. If you wish. Can do that, and you can change the grid color, white, you can change that color. So you can do that, and you can actually adjust the projection. So we have the left plane, right, in plane, top, and ground. We open them. I'm just going to hide the visibility so you can see that. So it's just like that, and then you can adjust it. So this is for kind of advanced, but with these parameters, it has made it easy for you to just move the sliders and achieve the result you want. Let's say that I want to adjust something here for the ground plane. We have the rotation, position, and we have the scale. You open that, and you can scale that. Okay. You can scale on all the three, on the X, Y, and Z, and you can move all the positions. Beautiful. Makes it easy for you to work with any photo. And just in case you've changed a lot of things and made any mistake, you click on the shy button and you can go down here. My advice is don't change any of these things except what I'm just going to show you. So you have the left settings to the ground settings, all of it. So in case if you have changed some things and you feel like you want to revert back to the default, it's very simple. Copy the transform properties. Let's say the left, copy that, go to left plane and paste it there. Go to the left grid and paste it there. So just replace all the settings with these ones here, which is the default. Don't leave it visible, okay? Just leave it hidden, and don't change anything else here. Okay, that's done. Done with the scene. So I'm going to hide the grid. And also, if you want to hide the visibility of the scene, you can do that. Hide it. and I'm going to show you when that one is useful. Now let's go for the particles, and this time I want to hide my scene, so I'm going to show you something. Hide it. I'm going to make this visible. So if you make the grid visible, it won't be visible because it is connected with the artwork. So that's off. Let's go to papers, and we have the particles 1 and 2. So if you want to increase the amount, I'm just going to hide the 2 first. So if you want to increase the amount, you can do that. Go to the amount. It is 10,000 now. So you can decrease it. Let's say you can add something like to 2,000. It's got shorter. Let's say 500. Got shorter. If you want to maximize that, you can leave it to 10,000. And for the particle size, you can make it smaller. See that? Make it smaller, even. Now you can make it bigger, like that. So I'm going to leave it at 20. It's there. So the next one is reposition. You can reposition X. Do the same for Y. And very important, don't adjust the Z forward. You can take it back if you want, but don't bring it forward. Alright? And rotation, you can rotate it. Let's see how it works with the scene on. Put it on, and then let's try to rotate that. Okay, and all these are in 3D space, so when the camera is moving, it moves with it. Okay, so you can do the same for particle 2 if you're so pleased to adjust them. You can do that. And if you go up here, you're going to find paper by color, particle light color, particles light intensity. And I'm just going to hide this again for you to see it. If we change this color, let's say to red, it's the light color hitting on some areas. So if you want to increase the brightness of the particles, you can do that and increase it. I'm going to leave it in white. Okay, that's it for the particles. I'm going to show you the one for the pages. So we have the paper transform, page 1, 2, 3, 4. So before that, I'm just going to, so this 1 represents page 1 and 2, set, 3 is 3 and 4, and so forth. So let's go to 1. And now within that 1 is kind of, I divided it into 4 groups, so you can increase or decrease the size of the paper. you can rotate that. Okay, this is the so you can also rotate that to show a whole different perspective. Of the fold. I'm going to zoom in a bit, just enlarge it a bit. And if you rotate it, you can see how the fold is changing. Within the 3D space. So there's a lot of things you can do here with a single click. And for the visibility, we have it. This is for 1, and you can reposition the whole set of 1 and 2 here. Move it to any position you want. Rotate it as well. And very important, don't bring it forward. Use X space, you can push it back, but not forward. Okay, that's it. And one last thing for the pages, you can change the color of the back. So you can change the color of the back of the paper. I'm going to leave it at that. Okay, that's done. And we're good to show you for the render. Let's go back to our scene, activate. And you can deactivate the depth of field. Can deactivate that. And we have the vignette. We have the global for the entire video. And we have the close-up, which will only appear for the newspaper close-ups. So I'm going to activate my artwork visibility, just check that on. And let's get to the close-up here. So the vignette will just show only on this area. But if you want it to affect the entire video, and click global. And also we have the light leaks. So you can remove it or leave it there. And that is it for the adjustments. And you can now edit the intro, outro, and then add audio. So for the intro, open that, and you can go ahead and edit the text, all of it, and reposition also. Okay, and when you're satisfied, you can go to wall texture. So you can also place your own texture here. So for this texture of the wall, that's this one here. So this package contains 2, texture 2, texture 1. And this is the same texture that the outro uses too. So you can only replace it one time and you are good. So let's go and use the texture 2 for this one. And go to outro. edit the text too. You can add your logo or any message. And lastly, go to audio, open it, and download the audio file from Audio Jungle and drag and drop it here. You don't need to change anything anymore. It's already done for you. So if you go down there, the audio has already been timed. You can now go ahead and export or render the video. And before you export, activate the motion blur and also change the resolution to full. Go to composition, add to render queue, and then go to best settings and then change it so the full will give you the 4K. You can go to half for the full HD or for HD. Press OK and then go ahead and render it out. Okay, so that's it for today's tutorial, and thank you once again for purchasing this package. If you have any question, you can reach us from our support page, and best regards.